Hi Caspar here on the 27th of July 2018, and it is with a bit of trepidation that one opens any old white Burgundy, but particularly perhaps an old white Burgundy from a vintage that is what the French would call a solaire vintage, or a sun-drenched vintage like this, 2009. 2009 Chassagne-Montrachet Premier Cru Caillerets from Pillot. And I like the wine that Paul, and now really made by Thierry Pillot. Reds and whites, I think, are really well made, interesting wines, and pour it out, colours super. It's clearly got a bit of maturity to it. It's gold of some intensity, but absolutely crystal bright, and a good looking wine in the glass. I think Caillerets, one of the top Premier Crus really of Chassagne. I like the wines though. Well, let's see how we get on here. It's been open perhaps 15 minutes. And a really interesting nose. It's taken on a little bit of that sort of slight confiture character of maturity, but not in a sort of heavy way at all. It's sort of mixed, that combination of sort of stone fruit, particular sort of smell of white peach, a little bit of spice, a little bit of gingeriness, tinge of something herbal, and a little bit of toasty spice to it. It's a nice thing to smell. It's wines of this age, you know, they do need to be served not that cold, and white Burgundies anyway, I think not that cold, and given a chance to breathe. That breathing process really talked about in terms of red wines, generally speaking, but I think white wines and indeed champagnes of any sort of age need a bit of air. It's got a lovely cakey, almost bready character to it, sort of brioche smell. It reminds me a little bit of old Dom Perignon, and that brioche sort of character, and a little bit of citrus, a little bit of orange, nice ripe Mediterranean orange haunting the background. Yes, clearly a mature wine, but I'm going to jump in and taste it. Oh, I think that's absolutely super. I sometimes think I'm getting a bit tired of white Burgundy and enjoying wines from elsewhere, that combination of oak and Chardonnay and a bit of minerality, occasionally just getting a bit old, but I think wines like this, you know, it's despite the fact that this is, as I say, was a sunny vintage, you know, ripe vintage, this wine has a haunting airiness about it on the palate. No massive weight, but at the same time it has a degree of intensity. What it also has is super definition, a lovely acidic cut through the centre that emerges at the back into this juicy, really stimulating finish, and then it powers on and it sustains the weight, and it's got a little sort of slightly spicy mineral dust at the finish. It's lovely. I mean, it's got presence in the mouth, but it's got no massive weight to it. It's got class and definition and distinct character. I mean, this is what I want from my white Burgundy. You know, not to overwhelm me, but just to, you know, entrance my taste buds. It's just a super thing. It's got none of the sort of buttery, oily character of Chablis. It's of Chardonnay rather. It's got that sustained juiciness and lovely light, sort of airy. It leaves you refreshed and just a very classy thing. I'm enjoying it enormously, and I think à point, but no necessarily. I don't think there's necessarily any hurry to drink it up. It's what are we looking at? 13.5% alcohol, but wearing it very well, and what a finish! You know, sort of a scrunch of mineral, fresh juiciness about the ending. Lovely, lovely, absolutely super. And there we are, 2009, Chassagne-Montrachet Premier Cru, Les Caillerets from Pillot. A bit of a master at work there. I think that's absolutely super.